Alright, hey folks. So, I started streaming the Assassination Rogue Keystone Hero a few days ago, and I got 3 out of 4 of my keys that I plan on getting done for the week. Obviously, I need to get, what's it called? 8 of them in total, duh. But we got 3 done, so, pretty good, all things considered. The goal, though, was to get 4, because if you get 4 keys in a week, obviously you get a second vault slot. That would be really good. Getting another chance at a Mythtrack piece would be ideal. So, generally how I've been approaching these challenges is I do half one week, half the other week, unless it's something really simple like Prot Warrior, which I already played a lot, so more just formality, just blasting 8 keys in a row. Stuff like that. A lot of times we split it in half. And unfortunately, after the third key, I really did not feel good. I started feeling dizzy, felt like I was about to pass out. I had to stop the stream, and I really just haven't been feeling great last few days. I'm feeling a little bit better today, like slightly, to where I considered streaming, but I thought, I don't know. I don't want to risk it, especially because I felt good when I started stream the other day, and now I'm not, so whatever. And I think that this presents a good opportunity to try a slightly altered video format for this, because I've mostly been streaming these, and while I would like to stream it in most cases, I think there's been a lot of people who have just been going along and following the video recordings, and all things considered, like, if I just record it and upload the video, it's basically the same thing. So there are times when I feel like I can't make progress in this challenge despite the fact that I want to, because I've been consistently streaming it, right? And for streaming, obviously I need to set aside a bit of time, but that can be really challenging if, well, I'm not feeling super great, or if there's like a lot of stuff I need to get done on one particular day, where it's like I'm not busy the entire day, but I know that like at specific periods of time I might need to like leave for an hour or two, and I might have like a period of 3 hours where I don't have anything I particularly need to do, and I could make progress on this, but it's not enough time for a stream, right? Like, I don't want to just do a quick 3-hour stream or something like that. So I think going forward, I'll probably do a mix of little video recordings like this, where effectively it's like a pre-recorded stream, almost. I'm not going to do any fancy editing. It'll mostly just be me recording and showing the full footage of the runs and stuff like that. All I'm going to do is obviously cut out downtime, because since it's not a stream, I can do that. It's pretty simple. And then you get to just watch the runs themselves with my, in-the-moment commentary, and that allows me to chip away at it, when I actually have time, instead of trying to, like, fit these big blocks of time in my schedule where I can get, like, a big stream going. And especially as we approach, like, Miss Pandaria Classic, and I have a lot of stuff I want to do for that, it's becoming increasingly difficult to squeeze all of these little blocks into my schedule. And I think that a lot of this stuff will probably have to be done on, video. And, I don't really think too many people will care. Like I said, we're not going to stop the streams entirely. Whenever I'm feeling up to it and I have time, we'll do that. But this will be really good because, like, as an example, on Tuesdays, I'm very busy. I usually don't have time to stream on Tuesdays, but it can be nice to get, like, a key or two done before raid, because, a lot of my guildies will be trying to farm quests real quick to get upgrades, and I can't really use the challenge characters for those runs if I'm saving them for streams, but now I could just maybe do a quick run on a Tuesday afternoon, record it, and then add it to the video whenever that comes out. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do. We'll see how this evolves. But for now, ending off where we were last stream, I still have my 12 Dark Flame on this rogue, and I'm going to try to make a group for it. Now, this is probably going to take quite a while, unfortunately, and one of the other things that makes me think this will be a really good way to do the challenge is I've said that I'm no longer... Well, I was going to say I'm no longer streaming, like, the push keys, the keys up to +10, and I'm doing those off-stream. Technically speaking, yeah, that's all done, because I've already pushed up to a 10 on my Rogue and Warlock. Those are the last 2 classes. Every single class is now in +10s. So, yeah, all of those have already been done. There should hopefully be no more of those. And now I get to just run the 10s, and we'll do that going forward. And as far as the group forming process is concerned, that was one thing that really bugged me on the streams. And, you know, it was nice to get to... How do I put this? I still didn't hate it, because usually, you know, people would be active in chat, and we get to sit there and talk. But there was a particular point, like in the Rogue stream, where it took me about an hour to form a group. And sure, we had a lot of conversations. I think a bunch of people were talking about, you know, classic BFA, classic Shadowlands, and, you know, what are potentially memorable things from that, whether they would ever play it, and just kind of, you know, retrospectively talking on those expansions. And I thought that was a fun conversation. You know, a lot of people were joining in, and that's always nice. But it still sucks to sit there for like 1 hour basically doing nothing. You know, I'd rather be reading chat and talking while getting shit done. And in this particular case, right, well, as you can see, not a single person has applied for the key. Such is life, right? But if I were streaming, I'd have to sit here and record the whole thing. But since it's just an offline video recording, I can do this fancy thing called pausing, and then I just restart the recording whenever I form a group. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pause the recording, I'm going to go make coffee, and then I guess when we resume, hopefully I will have a group formed. And it shouldn't be super long. We'll see. I don't know. Figure it out. Alright, I don't really know how I'm going to edit this. Basically, I'm now the proud owner of a depleted Dark Flame. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to include the footage in there. It's not even like an interesting deplete somehow. I mean, a group managed to brick Dark Flame. I'll give you the highlights, right? So, first off, the tank was shit. Tank, which, like, I mean, that's just, like, the free bingo space, right? You know, dog shit tank who does, like, you know, fucking demon pulls at this point. Somehow still managed to do the first room fine. And then I politely ask just, you know, hey, don't chain pull as much because it fucks over Assassination Rogue. And he listened. And then the fucking smarmy-ass 682 Rep Pally types in chat, if I have my hammer spinning, then you should actively chain pull, smiley face. Like, yeah, fuck you, piece of shit. So, you know, thankfully the tank didn't listen to that dogshit moron and actually did respect, you know, the non-chain pull thing and, you know, gave me, like, a second to re-stealth. So, you know, rare W on him. He was, you know, everything else about him was shit. His pulls were shit. First boss went fine. He tanked a gigantic pull, got 2 people killed in the second room. I stayed alive. I managed to basically solo DPS the entire pull. Then in the... we did the trash before Blazicon fine. And then the healer just, I don't know, like shit his pants or something. And let me, well, himself, me, and one of the DPS just die. Like, I don't know, he just didn't heal. Just forgot that, you know, that was his job. And then 2 B-reses got sent out. Then another set of mechanics came out. You know, Candle boss, by the way, easiest boss in Mythic Plus. Healer died again. And then 2 DPS died. And the tank soloed, like, the last 5%. And then, you know, fucking rubbed himself off a little bit in party chat after the fact, as if it isn't, you know, literally the easiest tank boss to solo in the game. But, you know, whatever. Okay, good for you. Unfortunately, after somehow getting through all of that, the Havoc Demon Hunter fucking logs off. Just logs off. And then we tried to 4-man the rest of it, and then we, we get to Kobold King. Just... where is it? Where is it? First mechanic. It's the first mechanic. Nope. This absolute dogshit piece of garbage of a Disc Priest, after dying twice to Blazicon, just eats Dark Flame Pickaxe to the face. Considering our healer is provably dogshit at this game, this is going to be very difficult. Yeah, okay, it's over. Jesus Christ. So that's how my day's going so far. So, on the plus side, here's the good news. Good news for all the viewers at home. If you're listening to this right now, it means that, after dealing with that shit, I managed to successfully time a +10 on the easiest key this season. By far, the easiest key. I managed to time this, and it didn't get bricked again by another set of demons. Because, what I can tell you right now is that's not a guarantee in the moment for me recording right now. And if I somehow get some motherfuckers who brick my 10 Dark Flame, this footage will never see the light of day. But if somehow, some way, I manage to avoid the worst fucking subhuman trash to ever exist in this game, and I actually somehow manage to time the easiest key in the game, well then you'll get to listen to this rant, because I'm just... Oh, I'm so fucking over these fucking garbage players, dude. I don't understand. And what's a shame is I can't even really be mad at myself, because that Disc Priest actually had good logs. He had good score, he had done multiple 12s, he had good logs. I don't know if he just, like, shut off his brain, that key, but holy fuck. How do you fuck up that hard? Also, someone disconnecting mid-key is something that I've never fucking seen in, like, a long time. That's a new one. Add that as a fucking bingo space. Jesus fuck. It's just, it's exhausting, man. It just, I don't... I want to do this challenge. I don't want to have to fucking play daycare for morons who just don't know what the fuck they're doing and somehow sneak their way into my keys. It's just... Okay, 680, Resto Shaman. I mean, if this guy sucks, then we're fucked. The universe is fucked. Like, I don't know. If this guy has good logs... So help me. You better not fail me, man. What really bugged me about, like, the Blazicon deaths is... It was so unfortunate because, like, if I wasn't getting trashed on the polo before with, like, all the elementals where, like, my health was spiking, so I used every single one of my defensives. Like, I was ethical. I proactively used defensives to live that pull. And the next thing I know, to, like, the passive ticking damage on Blazicon, not even, like, the burst damage, I'm just rotting out 100-0, because the healer just let 3 people, including himself, die. So I had nothing, because it was the first mechanic. And I had already used all my defensives. Like, I guess, fuck me for being ethical, because, like, this guy just doesn't know how to play the game. Really feel bad. Do I give him a chance? Okay, thank God. Like, on one hand, I really want to get this group formed soon, because I do not want to lose this healer, and if I was this healer, like, he could probably get into any group he wants, so he's gonna be, you know, likely pretty picky. Frankly, I don't even know why he joined my group. But, like, none of these apps are good. So, as much as I would love to keep this healer, I don't want to grief myself by getting a good healer and then a dog shit everything else. Good healer, unfortunately, can't carry a key. A bad healer can brick a key. A good healer can't carry. A good healer just exists. And you don't notice them. I don't think I looked at the mail. Okay, well. Yeah. Shouldn't Good. This guy's actually not bad. Alright. It's a blood decay, so... The nice thing about a blood decay is they cannot do MDI pulls. Like, they are physically incapable of doing MDI pulls. You will just get fucking splashed against the wall. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna grab those, and we'll go with that, hopefully. Maybe? Alright, that was easy. Now I just need to run over there because my portal is on cooldown. Because mole people bricked my key. Yeah. At least it didn't take too long to form. The other one took like 30 minutes to form and then, got depleted. It's always the worst when it's not even a slow deplete, right? Like, or a fast deplete, I mean. Like, at the very least, a fast deplete in, out, 30 seconds, tank does like a gigantic pull and then just gets immediately blasted in the face. Well, you didn't waste all of your time, but... It's just very aggravating. Let's see. We'll be fine. Surely we'll be fine. Refresh all my shit. Probably don't need to refresh my flask. I think I mentioned before, the healer channel in my guild's Discord, the healers have started playing Wordle every day. Well, the healers and, people like me, who I'm an honorary healer. It's... the only one of the people so far in our guild who has failed a Wordle. Not once, but... Wait, actually... Okay, no, I was about to say he failed it twice. He failed one, and then I think another one we all thought he was going to fail, and he somehow managed to get it on the final guess. But now, there's another Wordle. If you know how Wordle works, his first guess has 1 yellow letter, his second guess has 2 yellow letters, and his third and fourth guesses all are completely grayed out. Because, like, all I can see is it updates as he continues guessing. There's, like, some Wordle app or something. So, I don't know exactly what he has guessed. I've seen his guesses after the fact for the older ones, and they are demonic. It is some crazy shit. But right now, he has 2 chances left, and he has gotten 0 green guesses so far. And has somehow gotten worse as it goes on. So... Oh, man. That's going to be an interesting one. I'm curious how that turns out. Okay, well, I'm going to do another ready check. The priest hit not ready, and then I typed ready, question mark, in chat. He hasn't said anything. Dude. Well, I'm probably going to get dumpstered on DPS because these guys are both, like, insanely high IO. And 3 or 680 plus, so, if I'm not bottom damage, something very wrong has happened here. But I'm gonna do my best to keep up. I've kept pace with some really geared DPS before, so it's not outside the realm of possibility. So far, so good. Okay. Alright. Okay, we're chain pulling. Thank you. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Ugh. Alright, fuck me. He literally just ignores me. Yeah, we're just gonna chain pull a low health mob straight into this. Fuck my damage. Dude, okay, we're chaining even more mobs in here. Really? We just literally endlessly chain pulling the entire first section. What I politely asked you not to. Okay, this guy has no fucking idea how assassination works. Oh, Christ. What? 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 No, do not chain pull the boss. Tank, you... So, he said, wasn't me. Good motherfucker! What do you mean it wasn't you? You're the tank! Who else? Who else chain pulled? How do you... Wasn't me? Wasn't me? Fucking... Where are we going? What? What? What just what? Excuse me? There was no rock there? What?
Didn't trust nobody. So mean. Quick, quick, faster, faster. I'll catch up.
Look at how nice I am. The people who don't fucking deserve it. Boom. Also, I'm kind of fucking trashing these guys in damage. Low key. Can tell if my cloak is gonna last. Okay. We're maybe a little bit fucked. Speak for that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I popping off, or are these fucking 680 DPS just... Whoa! I didn't even proc cheat death from that auto. I just got fucking slapped in the face and took it like a champ. Oh, oh shit. My single target here is, okay, kind of shit. I should probably save CDs. Oh my god, I'm doing tank damage. Holy shit. Alright, well. Yeah. Admittedly, this is definitely not a single target build, but... it's a little bit unfortunate, maybe. They are just ignoring the Void Emissary, huh? Yeah, Sudden Demise goes kind of crazy for pulls like that.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Kind of awkward here. Man, really? They're just not going to kill the Void Emissary at all? That's really annoying. Yeah, I mean, like... this is why you just can't trust anybody. Like, they're really high IO. Insanely high item level, and yet their damage is mediocre at best, and they're really just not paying attention to basic things like Void Emissary. It's just kind of annoying. I guess they're probably not used to it, because they normally don't have to deal with it, but still. Really? Really? Okay, well that's so bad. Well, give the one in melee to the fucking melee DPS, maybe. Just a thought. Good thing this shaman healer is pretty good. Jesus. Somehow, this must be his off spec. There's no way this guy's 3100 as arcane and like this fucking shit at playing his spec. There's no way.
Time to flee. Flee to freedom. We can use big candle coat to escape.
Let my bleeds go to work there. I don't know where this guy's going. He can get himself killed. I'm not gonna kick that. I assume there's no way we're just playing this, right? There's no way. That's it? Yeah, you're definitely playing more.
My emissary brings some power.
Kind of curious. I don't want to, like, jinx it, but I actually think I may win in the overall at this point. Like, I got kind of destroyed on first boss, and I lost on second boss, but not by nearly as much. Rethrow, barely. My second one overshot, too. Tied the shaman.
Oh, my head.
Yeah, because, like, Darkness has a lot of AoE. I can pad really hard on the ads. What are we doing here, buddy?
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Yeah. Please don't chain with the Void Emissary. Please don't. Okay. Okay. That is maybe the single dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do ever. That is actually ridiculous. I cannot believe that a fucking human actually did what that fucking idiot just did. Not only are we not going to kill the Void Emissary, not only are we going to chain so that I don't get a fucking stealth off, but we're going to chain as the Void Emissary is dying. Worst possible thing you can do, because now the boss starts massively buffed. Hello? You brains at take? Who would do something that stupid? Just, I don't get it, man. How are you this dumb?
My emissary brings
It's honestly kind of impressive. Whoa, buddy! Crazy work there.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Oh my god. I didn't just beat them in the overall, I fucking shit on them in the overall. Dude, what the heck? How do you suck that much ass? They should be ashamed of themselves. At that item level? You guys lost to a 663 fucking rogue! Oh my god. Well, I feel pretty good about myself right now. Fucking shit. I definitely was not going to be top in that previous key, so... Well... It took a bit of a demon key, but... I got there in the end. My rogue. That was fun. Now, I have more keys to do, but I'm going to quickly check the Darkman Fair chest on Cataclysm Classic, because even though it's like 40 minutes past, some servers are just so insanely dead that I'll probably be able to scoop up like at least one or two of them. We'll have to see. Alright, so although we finished with the rogue keys for this week, there are a few more miscellaneous keys that I want to try and get done today. So the main one is the first Demo Warlock key, and I have a +11 Dark Flame. So we're doing Dark Flame again, and I am going to try to do this on an 11, just to give myself like a little bit of insurance in case, like, you know, we get a demon tank or whatnot. And in the case of my Warlock, I have not gotten any +10 this week. This will be my only one. But I want to get at least 1 10 or higher on the board. You know, chip away at the challenge, but also really important stuff is this will give me 1 slot in my vault, and it'll also give me a +10 dungeon next week, so that'll make it a little bit easier. I won't need to re-push my key, because I've done that already. So this should be pretty helpful. I'm going to do probably a few more keys. I'm not entirely sure. I'm definitely going to do a Survival Hunter key, and initially I was just going to do another Fire Mage key, but I think, like, for the purpose of this challenge, right, you know, it would be good to get work done on something different, and I feel like if I'm going to get a key done on my Mage, I should practice another spec, but Arcane is the only one that I even kind of know how to play. I haven't looked into Frost at all, so I think what I'll probably end up doing is later today I'll do a bit of research into Arcane, I'll understand how to play it, I'll get set up for it, and then we'll do a single Arcane key and start working towards that. That'll be good, I think. But anyways, just like before, I'm going to list my Dark Flame, and it's probably going to take me a while to form this, especially on a +11. Much harder to make groups, and my Warlock doesn't really have great score. So, for whatever reason, the score... Actually, I think if I update my add-ons, it should show my main score. I believe that would work. But it's still going to be very hard to form this group, so I'm going to pause the recording, and then I'll resume when the group is ready to go. Alright, I managed to form a group. You might notice it's been a while, so it didn't take me 12 hours to form a group, but I tried to make a group, and there's just nobody for 11s. It is quite literally impossible to find people for 11 keys. So I lowered the key to a 10, but then I was honestly just exhausted, so I just took a nap. I guess by a nap I meant I went to sleep. Then I woke back up many hours later, and here we are. But actually, forming the 10 this time around, you know, it's about midnight my time. It's hasn't been too bad, so hopefully this goes relatively well. Also, I woke up to find that Blood DK's got buffed in Mop Classic, which is kind of crazy. I'll take it. I planned on playing Blood, and they are stronger now, so sure, I guess, but that is still just, I don't know, very interesting decision from Blizzard. I don't think they needed it, but whatever. Now, as far as Demonology Warlock is concerned, I don't really know how to describe how I feel about this spec. I think the best way that I can describe how Demo has felt for me is I'm just kind of pressing buttons and things die. Like, I do a lot of damage, but half the time I don't, like, really fully understand what I'm doing. Like, I understand the general rotation, but where it's like,
5,
on Assassination,
4,
you know, I'll make a
3,
mistake and I'll be like,
2,
oh yeah, I fucked that up, I
1.
should have done XYZ thing better. I know where I can get my damage. Fire Mage was the same. I'd make a mistake, but I'd understand where I fucked up, and I'd know, like, I just need to get the muscle memory down. Demo, a lot of times, I'm like, I know I fucked up, but, like, I don't know. Or it feels like I fucked up, and I'm like, maybe did I fuck up? I don't know. Like, it's weird. I just send my Tyrant now, so I can get this out of the way. Probably should have done my dogs first. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really understand the spec fully. It's also kind of weird because this pull he did around the wall, and I think the biggest issue that I've had with Devo, and frankly, this is just why I kind of hate casters in general, like this isn't anything new for me at least, is Demo feels really bad to play with heavy movement. Like, really, 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 really bad. Because if you get a bunch of Demon Bolt procs, like, it's fine, I guess. But having to constantly move around, like, when all of your stuff is stationary, like, everything wants you to just stand still, it really does not feel good. I do not like it. I mean, Blood DK is good. I should also note, by the way, because, like, I'm probably going to look terrible in this run. Every single person in this group is, like, 680 plus. So, I lucked out on the whole formation of the group thing. Jesus. But the end result, I'm probably going to look really bad. Do this, that, that. See, it's like, I mean, I did good damage to that pull. I don't know, dude. Weird, fucking weird spec. Like, I guess I send my Charhound here. I think it should be up around the time of the next Tyrant. I fucked that up. So I send my Charhounds. I get force moved by that. Got bopped. That was interesting. I should probably do Char Queens here. It's so hard to tell if I'm actually doing good damage or if I'm just padding. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I did... Okay, yeah, I padded a little bit. I mean, I knew that I was going to get some incidental pad on the ads, but... It's, I don't think my boss damage was bad, necessarily, so that's fine. Okay. This, I need to do this, I need to summon my Charfiends. Then this, I probably should have target swapped. Target swap, do this. This is probably a good time for Tyrants. Explosion. Target swap. End of Harldan, target swap. End of Harldan, good implosion. Okay, that was a wasted implosion. Fuck. I didn't really... There's like so many things I don't know why I even hit implosion there. That was, yeah, that was not good. It's probably fine, but this. This. Load. This. Back there. Implode. Yeah, from what I've gathered, the basic gist of it, I mean, you're generating soul shards, spending soul shards, and Hand of Gul'dan is like your main filler, right? You're using it to do big AoE damage and summon wild imps, which you then can further turn into AoE damage through Implosion. A lot of your damage comes from your big pets, like your Dreadstalker, AoE bites, your Demonic Tyrant and stuff, your Demonic Strength there. This is a big Implosion. I really want to get another Demon Bolt out, so we do that. Tab. Big Implosion, because a bunch of mobs are about to die. I want a pad. Okay, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I do really good on these big AoE pulls. I think it's... Okay. Tank? Okay, we're gonna try and reset the boss, I guess. Can you reset? I guess you can. Okay. That first bolt's rough, because, like, I can't ramp while we're constantly moving, and obviously, you know, 2 melee DPS, they can. So, that one's a little bit of a tough one. But, I think overall I've done fine the rest of this. Okay, let's do... Yeah, and then there's this, where I have to constantly move. It's like, are you supposed to do your damage rotation here? I need to get my Tyrant off. I barely got it off. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad about that one, but also I was perfectly cut off between the two areas. That was actually hell. That's gonna really fuck up. Wait, no, never mind. I'm top damage right now. Okay. I was like thinking, oh, that's gonna fuck my damage, and then I look at the meters, and I'm like, okay, I'm actually beating these people. What the fuck? But, I mean, the moment my burst ends, I'm probably fucked. Oh, dude, I hate this. I hate movement. I hate heavy movement fights. Holy shit, I just can't do anything. This is, like, honestly the main reason why I just never play casters. Having to play around that is just so fucking miserable. Melee, you can do everything on the fly. It's just... Why would you play a caster? So, I don't know, like, I've generally gotten the feeling that, like, Demo is maybe my... I mean, that's just a very difficult pull for me to pat on. There's no ramp time. I've generally gotten the feeling that Demo is, like, maybe my least favorite out of the specs I've done so far. I really just don't like... I'm not having fun. This, even when I do big damage, it doesn't feel good. I really do not like the spec. But I don't necessarily think that's a... Oh, can I gateway this? Oh my god, right, yeah. Brain off, maybe... I'll just pretend that, They're pulling him there. I don't really know why we're pulling the boss all the way over there. Oh, luckily it hit me, so I get to... This. They don't need to know it's like my first real dungeon as Demo. Just make them think that I'm a fucking idiot. I don't really know if that's better, but, you know, we'll take what I can get.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Okay, I mean, I did really good that boss. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I don't really feel like I'm playing well. Like, I feel like I'm making mistakes, if that makes sense. Oh, are my pets gonna pull? I didn't even think of that. They don't. Okay.
Darkness, time to flee. Flee to freedom. We can use big candle cart to escape.
Where are we going? At least, that's like mostly stationary, so it's not that bad, but... Probably should have just used Demonic Strength here instead of waiting to line it up with the Tyrant. Like, I could do, but also I would have just... Yeah, it's still probably worth it here.
My emissary brings you power.
It also, like, it's pulls like this. Obviously, it's a 10, and I'm with extremely good DPS. So that's kind of why it's weird, right? Because obviously, if it's a hierarchy and stuff lives longer, it feels like Demo does much better in those situations because you need things to be alive. To get, like, your full ramp, your Curse of Dooms, your big implosions, and whatnot. But... I don't know, I feel like if a spec requires that to really be good, which I don't really think I'm playing it wrong or anything. I think it's just kind of how it works. Like there, well yeah, I have, actually that was mostly a proc. I did get a really big implosion that did do a lot of damage, but it's like I was able to ramp that up and then blow it up that pull, but then, you know, the Rep Heli's still able to just literally hit Divine Storm and get his hammer procs and do as much damage, though. Like, I don't know. It's a weird playstyle, I think. But it's honestly less that I dislike Demo. Really, it's just I hate the turrety playstyle. I love melee for a reason, and it feels really, really weird just being unable to do anything whenever we're, like, moving. Like, in situations like this, you know, the Rep Heli is able to just run with the cart and do all his shit. I have to sit here and just follow along.
My emissary brings you power. Take it.
We're all fast. Oh, one person was too slow. Chuck dynamite at the Void Emissary. ISR, huh?
What's for me?
What? My dynamite didn't go off. The Blood Decay is just chilling, dude. He doesn't give a fuck. Honestly, he's been kind of blasting this Kia. We'll say, this honestly might be the single best Mythic Plus group I've had so far in this challenge. I have nothing bad to say about any of these 4 players. They're all, you know, the tank has been really good, especially for a Blood DK. This has been by far the best Blood DK I've seen, like, without a doubt. Shaman's doing a good job. I mean, it's hard to say, because, like, you know, you don't really notice a healer, and there definitely hasn't been people here, but I haven't noticed anything bad. I'm sure he's doing great. Interesting route. And, yeah, I mean, the DPS have all been good. Like, we're doing another, like, pull the world thing, and just that now. Oh, we're short.
My emissary brings you power. Hey, hey.
Sit here. Should be able to reach from here. Try not to rush. The healer doesn't scream at me.
My emissary brings you power.
It'll take a hit. Alright. Shit. I beat the, I beat the Shaman in overall. Okay. I did not expect to beat either one of those in overall. Definitely, yeah, I didn't beat the Rep Paladin, but it's gonna be really tricky in that situation. But the fact that I beat one of the 680 DPS, I'm pretty happy with. Especially because I really fucked up that first big opener. Alright. Yeah, cool. That key went insanely well. Was that a 3 chest? I feel like that was a 3 chest. That was only a 2 chest. Damn. I guess we did have a few periods of time where we just kind of sat around, because, you know, various things. I'm surprised that the Blood Decay did insane damage. That guy's fucking crazy. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. That was... I also got a champion Warbound piece. Cool. Alright, well, I have my Warlock's key done. I'm glad that went off without much of a problem. I'll have to quickly update my spreadsheet as usual. Now, I'm kind of in a weird situation where I have however many hours until the patch comes out, because it's midnight, right? And although I don't really think my Overcharged Delve video is going to take me a long time to make, it's like, I don't really want to leave it until the absolute last second. You know, I have all the other things I need, and for a quick video like that, I mean, that is like a 5-hour boom boom done type of deal. So part of me wants to just get that done now, but at the same time, it's going to be exponentially harder to get groups together the later I run, and then it's going to be all Oceanic groups, so... It's tough. It's really tough, because on one hand, yeah... On one hand, I really do want to... Yeah, fuck it. I think the one thing that I won't do is... Honestly... Because I did not have time to look into Arcane Mage, which I don't know if I actually included that footage. I probably did. But I thought about figuring out Arcane Mage, and I don't have time today. I'm just really, really, really busy. And I think the end result is I'm not going to bother getting my Mage Vault. I figure I should get at least a Hunter Vault because I have taken the time to get like a basic understanding of survival. I set it up earlier, so if I already have it set up, then I may as well start working on it. Because, you know, why not? There's some characters that I would really like to get a third vault slot. Mostly my monk. Which, I'm not going to get a third Mythic Plus vault slot, but I would just need to do, like, one more delve. Just because my monk has almost everything that I need. Like, there's only a few potential items in the vault that could be an upgrade for my monk, so there's a very real chance I take a socket. Actually, my paladin, too. My paladin has no delve stuff. So if I get, like, just one vault slot, it doesn't even need to be a full delve vault slot, because there's no way I'm taking a delve item. Those characters are, like, 680. But as long as it's just a, oh, hey, all your stuff bricked, you take a full socket, that would be good. But, like, my hunter doesn't have anything, but realistically speaking, does my hunter... Yeah, my hunter has a full socket already, and like, if I get one mythic dungeon done, then it's likely that that's going to be an upgrade. Same with, like, my priest with 2 mythic vault slots, almost certainly going to get something I can use. My rogue is almost certainly going to get an upgrade with 2 Mythtrack vault slots. If I have to take a socket, I'm, you know, jumping off a bridge on those characters anyways, so I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair assessment for most of them. Yeah, same for my druid. My druid has like 1,000,000 sockets. I don't even want a socket on that character. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I don't know. So I probably don't list my key, huh? Because, like, why would I form a group when I actually have score in this character? I'm 26, whatever. I could join a group. Wouldn't be too hard. Let me jog my memory on how survival plays. It's one of those where, like, I've played this spec before, like, in the past, and I did review it, which is why, like, I set up my bars the way I have, but I want to just double check. Also, I guess I'll show my talents on screen, and probably should have done that for demo, too. Usually when I'm streaming, somebody will ask me, and then I'll throw them up there, but I kind of forgot. But yeah, I'm going to be running Sentinel. From what I've read, Pack Leader is also very good. I might try Pack Leader Survival, but I'm like on the fence about it just because I've already played Pack Leader BM. And I know for a fact I'm going to end up playing Dark Ranger MM. So. Let's see. Oh my god. Dude, Wowhead has a fucking rotation assist losses for the specs now? Really? When using the rotation assist, you can expect the following losses when compared to performing your rotation perfectly. Assisted highlight, about a 14% DPS loss. Single button, about a 40% DPS loss. Jesus Christ. I feel like you maybe don't incentivize that. Oh, that's bad. That is disgusting. So... Merciless Blow. Right, so I want to make sure I keep that bleed up. Then... in one charge of Wildfire Bomb. So, in my opener, I basically dump Wildfire Bomb as fast as possible. Wildfire, Butchery for the bleed. Wildfire, Coordinated Assault. It gives me a charge of Wildfire. Wildfire again, then Fury of the Eagle. And if it's a pull, like first pull Priory, then I start by just hitting kill commands, and throwing an explosive shot out, because I don't want to do my full burst until the mobs are rounded up, but those are like filler spells that I can use to ramp my damage slightly before everything goes in. And then... Wowhead thing is not super... Right, so basically, the main thing is I keep Wildfire Bomb on cooldown. It doesn't really look like there's any major situation where I don't use Wildfire Bomb. If I get my 4-piece proc... Yeah, so my set bonus is... when your winning streak ends, your next Raptor Strike does big damage and reduces the cooldown on Wildfire Bomb. So... that is, like, top priority unless it would cause me to overcap. But then when that procs, if I'm not overcapped, then I Raptor Strike to consume that to reduce the cooldown on Wildfire Bomb. When I have... and then for Butchery, basically I want to use... I guess the basic order throughout the rotation, like after the opener, which opener is like Wildfire, Butchery, Wildfire, Coordinated Assault, Wildfire, Fury of the Eagle. But then throughout the rotation, I want to regularly Wildfire Bomb to trigger Lunar Storm. But that, I feel like that should happen kind of just throughout the rotation without me having to worry about it too much. Because that's just like, I think every 30 seconds, your next Wildfire Bomb triggers Lunar Storm. Yes, that's correct. So I'll probably be doing that no matter what. The main things that break that basic flow of Wildfire Bomb is... if I get the Raptor Strike set bonus proc, when Butchery's on cooldown, as long as I'm not overcapped on Wildfire Bomb, I should use Butchery. So, like, if it's... because this gives me CDR, right? So, this is a 16-second cooldown. So, if I'm, like, midway through recharging one of my Wildfire Bombs and I Butchery, I'm going to waste the CDR. So I want to make sure I use this right after a Wildfire Bomb, or... what's it called? Or if I'm, like, you know, I've just used both of them or something like that. Only use Coordinated Assault if you have no Wildfire Bombs. Want to make sure to get a Tip of the Spear stack before you Fury of the Eagle. In most cases, it looks like. And Tip of the Spear is generated by Kill Command, right? Yeah, Kill Command increases the damage of your other spells. So, it's interesting that it looks like in the opener, they don't recommend using a Kill Command to generate Tip of the Spear for this. I'm guessing getting that on cooldown ASAP is more important. But, like, within the rotation, there's probably enough flexibility that it's good to get a Tip of the Spear stack. And then basically it's just your filler spells are... If you have no Wildfire Bomb, Butchery's on cooldown, then Kill Commands is your primary filler. As long as you don't overcap Focus. If you're gonna overcap Focus, then you do Explosive Shot. And then if you have a Kill Shot, then afterwards you do that. And then finally, Raptor Strike would be the absolute lowest. I feel like on single target, I'm almost never going to end up using that outside of the, you know, consuming the 4-piece. And what about single target? Oh, that is the single target rotation. Oh, fuck, I thought that was AoE. Okay. Yeah, so I guess you just very rarely use Raptor Strike as a filler then. Okay, well, I gotta fill this all out again. Contagious reagents I have. I'm not running Sikkim. I am running Fury of the Eagle, and I have the set bonus. Okay. And another thing is Serpent Sting. Yeah, it looks like spreading my Serpent Sting is a very low prio. Like, you would think that that's really important, right? Because reapplying it spreads it up to 4 enemies. That would have been my assumption, but I guess the damage from this probably isn't nearly as important as everything else. The only thing it says is that if you're going to use Raptor Strike as a filler, make sure you're doing it on a target that has Serpent Sting applied. But the damage that Wildfire Bomb seems to do is infinitely more important than getting the spread to multiple targets. That's interesting. Wonder why I run it then. So maybe nothing else is worth running? Strange. It's always hard to say how it's going to feel, though, because it may turn out that the rotation is slow enough that there are natural breakpoints in the rotation to reapply Raptor Strike to spread the poison. Hard to say. But yeah, also I got a new mod for Survival Hunter, which you know, based off Sela from Honkai Star Rail. If you know, you know. I think it turned out pretty good. Within the limitations of the WoW transmog system, I am pretty fucking happy with how this turned out. It is... Yeah, it is hard to make that outfit. But we got there. Alright, I guess honestly it doesn't really matter what key I run, so pretty much anything. I'll just search 10 to 12. I don't really want to do like a Theater of Pain. Definitely search damage roll available. I don't want to do a Theater of Pain. Maybe I just uncheck that. Fuck Theater. I'm probably not going to get into 12s in this character purely because I never really did 12s during the BM Hunter challenge, so my overall IO is not super high. And they need lust, so I do have lust. And rookery. Priory. Alright, I have a feeling this is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause the recording, and then when I get into a group, I'll resume it. Alright, let me make sure it's recording first. It took, about 5 minutes-ish, give or take. I don't know, not too long, I don't think. But I managed to get into a group for 11? Rather 11. Ugh. Man, I need coffee. Definitely after I do this, gotta go make some coffee. I'm also wondering how I'm gonna edit this video. Because it's like, on one hand, I could just edit the 3 keys that we do here. I don't know. I do not know. Well, you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me show this. I want this to be an example. Look at what the tank just said. Are you guys alright doing some skips, or should I pull normally? I will give this man a fucking crown, dude. Holy shit. A tank that actually asks what people want to pull before the dungeon? Holy shit. I've never seen that before. Oh, also, for my gear, it's mostly the same as when I played BM Hunter, but I made a 681 weapon. The DK is getting his gear recrafted? Dude. What? Why would you fucking join a Mythic Plus group when you're getting your shit? Oh. That is... well. It's only the final night of the week, you know? Fuck everybody who's trying to get their vaults done. You go get your shit recrafted, buddy. You go do that. Is this guy good or something? He has decent score. His gear's fine. His parses are abysmal. This guy's replaceable. This guy's so fucking replaceable. Is he friends with somebody? Moonguard? No, none of them are... Just fucking replace the idiot. Jesus. I mean, come on, dude. He's... still getting it recrafted. Like, I understand if maybe he literally found somebody as he got accepted to the group, and it was like a 2-minute thing. Boom. Get it recrafted, get it in the mailbox. But really? Why are you applying to groups if you're crafting shit? I don't want to be the person who's like, come on, what the fuck is this? You know? Especially if it's someone's friends. I also don't want to leave, because, like, I'm not doing anything wrong. But, also, what the fuck is this? Thank God! Thank God! Jesus Christ. What an entitled little shit stain. I haven't relisted though. Are we gonna relist? Oh man. It sucks because of all days, right? I'm especially impatient today because I have my fucking video that I need to work on. I do not have time. I'm gonna relist. Hello? Come on. What are we doing? Like, why am I just wasting my fucking time? Hello? 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 What? Okay, yeah. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna sit here and just fucking waste my entire night waiting for this fucking piece of shit to wake up. Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording again, and I guess we'll resume when I find a group that's actually fucking awake. Okay. Finally found another group. Once again, it's a motherload. They asked me if I can lust, which, I mean, I can, but they also just invited an invoker who can do it as well. I mean, not that it particularly matters. It's hard to really describe how obscenely stressful it is with like the mop stuff coming up and trying to juggle this and mop classic and whatnot all at the same time, which, like, yeah, I knew what I was getting into. It's just there's almost a constant sense of I feel like I should be doing more, and it just sucks because, you know, I mentioned at the start of this video I haven't been feeling super great lately. And, I mean, there are some points where I'm just, like, dead. Oh, did they really forget to invite a healer? Oh no, this guy is a healer. He's just wrong spec. Okay. That's kind of sus. But whatever. I mean, it's not my key. If I were the group leader, I'd kick him for just kind of being really sus about, like, why'd you apply as a healer and then try to sit in DPS spec. It's just... could be a mistake. But the way he typed in party chat is just weird. I don't know. But yeah, it feels bad. Like, you know, obviously earlier today I was tired, right? And I had to sleep. But it, you wake up with this just, like, overwhelming sense of guilt, I guess is maybe the best way to describe it. Where I'm just like, there's so much I need to get done, and I just don't have time. I'll feel a little better, I guess, once my overcharged Dell video is done. And that's going to be nice because then at the very least, it's the last, presumably, bit of patch content before 11.2. So...
5, 4.
And I think
3,
one of the other issues
2,
with
1.
the whole leveling in kata / mop classic thing is there's an infinite amount of preparation that I could get done, right? Like, if I wanted to, I could do, like, a shitload of stuff to prepare for at a classic. It's just, you're never going to be able to do it all. Okay, I kind of blasted. That's fun, where you read the rotation, right? Like in Wowhead, and it seems like very methodical of like, okay, well, you're doing all these things to like reduce the CD on Wildfire Bomb and weaving in Wildfire Bombs. But then the spec is so fast, and it's a haste spec, right? That, you know, the actual gameplay, especially during Lust, is just like fucking John Madden, press fucking everything. And, I mean, there's a reason why historically I've liked Survival. It has tended to play like that, and that is the, oh, we're fine. I gotta remember that I am a hunter. I have a pet. I love the fast pace, just like boom, 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 blow everything up. Okay, buddy, what are we doing here? Okay, you... I don't know if he intended to do that, but... Probably dead, but I'm gonna try to take down as many mobs as I can. I think I'm dead here, yeah. This guy should be dying here. This is a... Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, the DK decided to run much closer and get himself killed, too. I mean, it's not... Obviously, that's bad, but this is not unsalvageable. I don't even know what that... I mean, it's... Dog shit, Vengeance DH, flavor of the month tank. Like, what do you expect? That was a particular... Oh my god. Who got... Apparently they... Well, I mean, now this is kind of dead. I'm not... Unlucky for the DK, but unfortunately, it's already been bricked that badly. I'm not going in with 11 deaths and a tank who just has 0 situational awareness. Okay, how much of this do I include in the final video? I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of at the point where I'm just kind of over this. I'm so fucking over this, dude. It's a hunter vault. It's a vault that I do not care about at all. It's unfortunate that I got motherload fucking twice, and first one just didn't form, and that one it's just classic motherload of just the guy has no idea what's going on. Well, we got one good pull of survival where I felt like I did something, and I'm not fucking playing this right now. Like I said, I'm sitting here, you know, overwhelmed with anxiety, really worried about... I'm just really worried about whether or not I can get everything done in time. I do not have the energy to sit here and spend, you know, an hour trying to get a key done on a character that, quite frankly, I do not care. I do not care if I get a key on this character or not. This was, like, meant to be a bonus. And I'm just... The longer that I sit here and deal with insane groups, I'm just gonna drive myself crazy. So... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's a single chance at a vault slot on a character that I don't really care too much about. Whatever. If I manage to get my video done, I guess maybe early morning, I try to get a key on this. We'll see. And I'll figure out how the fuck I'm gonna edit this later on. But, unfortunate. You know, at least I got the Warlock key done. The Warlock key was the only one that was really important. This is like, you know, a bonus. Whatever. Just try to figure this out another time. I'm just so overwhelmed, dude. This is fucking brutal. Alright, I'm back for round 3. So it's, that's 6:40 a.m. And I've gotten, I'm pretty sure, like, all the footage that I need. And I have the script done for my video. I haven't, like, finished it yet, but at this point I'm, like, looking over it, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of it. Not really much else to say about, you know, the new schlop content. It's, is what it is. So, I don't really think there's anything else I need to cover for that, so I'm relatively confident that, you know, if I get this key done, I'll still have more than enough time, especially because there's a very long maintenance today, surprisingly. They've been doing these a lot. I don't really know why. I don't think it's just spaghetti code or something, but... oh, whatever. Guess we're gonna go look for a dungeon then. And I'll do 10 to 12 again. And I'm hoping that it doesn't take me a super long time, but, I mean, you never know. It's also going to be, like, all oceanic, but, yeah. What are you going to do? Yeah, there you go. Alright. Didn't even need to pause the recording or anything like that. Surprised they took me over that fucking 3K boomkin. That's, interesting. Not going to complain, but... it's like, you have options here. Unless this guy's just like a boosted animal. Let me check his logs. Maybe they checked his logs and the guy's like... ah, shit, I don't remember his name. So, alright. There we go, that was quick. I think this was Rookery, so... Also, by the way, you'll notice that I still have the demo lock chat blocker thing. Technically, I don't really need to use a chat blocker for stuff like this, because it's like... the main reason to use a chat blocker is, like, while streaming. Shit, my phone just beeps at me. I don't even know what... but, you know, people can say whatever they want to me while I'm streaming, and obviously it would be bad if that showed up, but this is a recording, so if somebody says, you know, like, the N-word or something in chat, I can just edit it out. So it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like my little chat covers. I wasn't really sure how that would turn out, but I approached it with, like, I took a lot of the elements that I use for my thumbnails, and I just tried to, like, condense them down. The main thing that I had to make is I wanted to have, like, a little fancy border, because I thought that would look pretty good. And honestly, I am very, very happy with how it turned out. Like, I'm not gonna say it's, like, perfect. You know, like, how should I put it? I wouldn't go, like, selling my services. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, you know, I'm like... a professional thumbnail designer or whatever, but I honestly do think that, like, my thumbnails and stuff are pretty fucking good, right? Like, they are, considering that I learned how to do it entirely on my own, I think it's solid, and I think definitely it is, like, above average for the quality of thumbnails you see on YouTube.
3, 2,
Especially because I've never been, like, a big artist person. Like, I was never super good at that. Like, I can't draw for shit. So, I kind of just had to do a lot of research into, like, what makes a good thumbnail when I started. And I think it's solid, right? Alright, so we're going to do this, 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 we're going to do that. And then... pew, 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 pew. Don't get hit. Oh, right, that's my job, huh? Pretty good, I think. Oh, shit, my... ah, they stole it from me. Unlucky. I hate playing less classes. They really need to give a tank lust so that I get used to this. I'm just so not used to it. Like, battle reses, yeah, I'm used to having a battle res on some characters, but lust, I mean, I've been playing this game for so long without ever having to lust ever. It's just, it's so hard to get used to. You never deserve to be Stormward.
A willing sacrifice has been prepared.
Oh, I shouldn't have explosive shotted. Will it go off? Okay, I think it does go off, actually. Alright. Man. It's good to be back. I fucking love Survival. The spec fucking owns. Honestly, I like this a heck of a lot better than the Shadowlands version. And I probably should have used the Wildfire Bomb there. Like, the Shadowlands version is kind of, I think, what these days most people associate with Survival. At least the Sepulchre version. But the thing about Survival is, like, I've been playing the spec since long before it was the main thing that people knew it as. Like, the, you know, you spam infinite kill commands and wildfire bombs, like, that talent doesn't even exist anymore. Which, I do think that's a shame, because I always thought that, like, wildfire infusion, which technically exists, but it's, like, it's completely different now. I think it's just a generic damage buff. Oh, that's unfortunate. My Lunar Storm just came up. I probably should have been watching for that. I think it's fine, but it's just, sucks that I messed that up slightly. But the version of Survival that I really like is the original Legion iteration, which this is closer to, right? Like, we finally have Fury the Eagle back, which I love Fury the Eagle. It's such a fucking fun ability. And back in the day, the only thing that I miss is, and honestly, the spec is stronger for it. Like, one of the main issues that Survival used to have is all of its AoE damage was loaded into its burst window. Like, Wildfire Bomb used to be, like, kind of mediocre. It was not the best AoE spammable ability that you could get. This, and we're gonna do Fury the Eagle. Because back in Legion, like, Survival was okay, but only on, like, very, very big burst AoE fights with mostly single target. Because Survival had, like, decent single target and then periods of, like, massive AoE burst. And it was pretty rigid in that regard. So if you could make that work, which I think was, like, Gul'dan, only really Gul'dan, then it was pretty good. But on all other fights, it's like, its AoE burst just felt very weak on a pure single target. And on, like, sustained AoE fights, Survival's whole thing is that it had to ramp its burst. Like, it would do, basically your whole thing was, Mongoose Bite was, I think, baseline back then. I might be misremembering. It might have been like a talent or something, but everybody ran Mongoose Bite, at the very least, because that's what the spec was built around. And you had Mongoose Fury, but Mongoose Fury was like, it boosted the damage of your Fury of the Eagle, so you would do like your big single target spenders, do a ton of damage to one target, you would ramp it up, and Mongoose Bite, it still works the same as it did back then in the sense that, like, your single target spender, it's like Raptor Strike, but the more you hit Raptor Strike, the more damage it does. And it's like a stacking buff that eventually expires. So the problem with using it now is obviously you can see even on single target, like, I don't really want to use Raptor Strike that much. Like, it's a fairly weak filler spell. This Wildfire Bomb is just kind of the crux of the spec these days. So you might use, like, a filler Raptor Strike like I just did there, but whereas before, your whole thing was, like, you just build up a bunch of focus and then, like, dump it into a bunch of Mongoose Bites, and you had your Mongoose Bite window, and it was like, you have the big Mongoose Bite window, and then right at the end of your Mongoose Bite window, when you have, like, the maximum stacks from Mongoose Fury, then you would do Fury the Eagle, and would benefit from all of those stacks to increase its damage. And that was really cool, because then on fights where you could play around your big burst damage, it felt really good to just, like, ramp up all your shit, and then right as the ads are coming out, you just go boom, 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 and then slam a gigantic Fury of the Eagle into him. Love that. But not so much these days. But, I mean, it's still really good, and the nice thing you can see here is, like, that's pretty fucking solid single target damage, especially considering I'm still shredding on AoE. And one of the things that I really dislike about some of the specs I've been playing lately for this challenge is they'll have, like, very dedicated AoE or single target builds. So it's like, yeah, they can be really good in single target if you run these specific talents. But like for Mythic Plus, you kind of need to run the AoE, and then it just feels bad because you do like nothing on bosses. Like Assassination is kind of like that, where it looks like in high keys people run like a different build, but because like the bleed build is so insanely ridiculously strong for any sort of like multi-target, which is why like even in the overall damage, I'm dumpstering people who are like way higher item level than me. Which, like, that's cool, don't get me wrong, I like that, but it's still, even though I'm doing crazy damage and I know why I have to play it like that, it feels really bad on the bosses who I do nothing, and I'm like, oh man. You know, I wish I was doing more damage here. But here on Survival, it's kind of a one-size-fits-all build. I think, Pack Leader runs some different stuff. Because, like, Pack Leader does more single target from what I've seen, but it's nice that, like, although Sentinel does do insane AoE, especially burst AoE, it's not like it does no single target. It's just probably slightly lower than Pack Leader. And Pack Leader runs some of the Kill Command talents, because Kill Command is like a much bigger ability. So like this is more about like Wildfire Bomb. Pack Leader is more about Kill Command. Okay, they didn't kill that in time. I mean, I could have swapped to it, but I'm doing, you know, really good AoE. I kind of figured surely one of them would be able to finish it off. You know, maybe the Warrior with an Execute or something, or maybe the Destro Lock would stop doing healer damage for a fucking second. I'm gonna save Coordinated Assault for the big pull coming up. I think I can Butchery now, and it'll be that. Be a weird way to do this pull, but sure. I do kind of miss the AoE kill shot. That was always really fun. Because I forget what was. I can't remember in Sepulchre what the playstyle was for survival that everybody ran. I don't think it was Venthyr. What was it? Maybe it was Venthyr. Maybe people actually did still run that. I don't know. But I remember when I mostly played Survival, it was Sanctum of Domination earlier, and we had the, a lot of people ran the Venthyr killshot builds, where you had the... It's still a talent, I think, but unfortunately you don't take it right now. But you got, like, a bunch of killshot procs, basically like sudden death for Warriors, but for killshot on Hunter. And then it hit 5 targets, and it put, like, a really nasty bleed. So your entire thing was, like, doing a rotation, but then fishing for those gigantic AoE killshot procs. So much fun. Gonna not die to that. Here's the Eagle. Make sure I don't get that twice. Must, right? Yeah. I should probably pay attention to that. It's my directive. I'll have to see how much damage I actually did to the boss after this, because my overall is looking, you know, ridiculously good, but I also... I wouldn't necessarily say I padded on the ads, because it wasn't, you know, a conscious choice. I just did my big opener, and it does, like, crazy damage. Did they just bounce it back and forth between each other? So use the coordinated assault thing there. Okay, let's do you there. Should get my kill shot. Yep, now. Yeah, so for I mentioned in an earlier stream that the plan long term for this challenge is I want to get 3k on at least one spec on every class. Yeah, it's gonna be survival. I maybe should have waited for the Lunar Storm because I don't know how big he's going. Looks like he's pulling. Actually, this worked out really well. I was very heavily leaning survival for Hunter, but I didn't want to lock it in because I haven't played survival in, like, a good year and a half or so, so I wasn't sure if, like, it felt very different from what I remember and I didn't like it or something. I didn't want to, like, say beforehand, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be survival, but I was already thinking, if survival's anything like the way I remember it, I'm almost certainly going to do that, and oh my god, it's so good. I fucking love this. This is so much fun. It's just playing a fucking melee spec that has the ability to, like, do stuff from range. It's like, honestly, I've kind of enjoyed Rep Heli for that, but this is definitely more involved than Rep Heli. Rep Heli's, like, very spammy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is the most complicated rotation that I've played. It's not. It's fairly straightforward, but it's enough to, you know, keep me on my toes. Pretty fun. Do I... I think I coordinated assault here. I think that's fine. So I want to have it for the boss. I guess I want to have it for the boss damage amp, though, so... Could have gone either way with it, I think. Definitely... Nice, I got my pad. Should definitely be chain pulling. Whatever, I'm just gonna send Fury the Eagle, because it doesn't look like we're chain pulling. I don't think this... Okay, yeah, Coordinated Assault's actually a really fast cooldown. I wonder if there's CDR from something that I'm not really... Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting CDR from something, so I should be way more aggressive with using it then. I think if I use Fear of the Eagle, it should be back up for the damage amp. So I should check out there. Right. Yeah, all my stuff's up. I think I send Coordinated Assault here. But I definitely save Fury of the Eagle for the damage amp. I die. What the fuck are they dying to? Jesus Christ. What is happening right now? What is what actually is occurring in this keep right now? What is happening? Okay. Okay. I've never seen a wipe that badly. What just happened? Okay. Based on context clues in party chat, it looks like the tank was trying to make sure that the buff got killed, which it still didn't, even though I was focusing it, because nobody else does any damage. And then, while trying to move over there to, like, where the skull marker is, he accidentally sniped the DK and the healer with the tank frontal, I think? I don't even know what happened. That's fucked. Go over here. What are we doing here, buddy? Okay, now he's tanking on this. Sure, I guess. Honestly, I'm just gonna break the shield. Fuck it. Actually, I'm in charge of Lust, come to think of it. So, let's not even back up, but even if it was, I could just not use it here to save it. It's a shame that this has caused none of my stuff to really line up properly. There's, like, barely any damage that goes out here, though. I've healed this many times. I should know. Because we have Lust coming up, I will definitely just hold all my shit. Feels bad, but I know it's the correct play. Probably could have used Eagle there. Spell me again. done that first. We drumsed. He seriously... Oh my god. Alright, idiot. It's his gold. Okay. Wow, that Warlock was fucking terrible. Whatever. Get hard carried, I guess. Oh, that's actually an upgrade, I think. At least, I could catalyze this. Do I have Hero Track Shelters? I might already somewhere. Yeah, I do, so. It's fine. Alright, that's a Survival Hunter key done. And pretty good showing, if I do say so myself. I think I kind of kicked ass that key, especially because it's my first time playing Survival in years. I am very, very happy with the current playstyle for this spec. This actually fucking slaps. So, I guess it's a question of, do I... Someone tried to crisscross that and fail. This tank on the far edge. Epics. I just realized I'm the only person in the group, so I guess he's talking to me. He said, normally in a 10 I tank that front corner if we have plate, but I gotta say 100% of the groups that had a Warlock, someone tried to crisscross and fail. I don't know what the fuck he means by that. Like, there's like literally one way to tank that boss, and everybody knows it. You just sit in the corner and do nothing. That's it. You just don't fucking worry about it. Zalthaf affix makes it like a little bit more annoying, but like, gives a shit. It's whatever. Do I care enough to get a Fire Mage key? Yes, it's like... If I'm gonna get the Hunter key, I may as well get the Fire Mage key, huh? Nah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the energy. Like, I did really want to get a survival key, because then, you know, it's also work towards the challenge and stuff. I really just don't have the energy to do more keys right now. Yeah, especially because I still need to get, like, a quick delve done on some of my characters to make sure that they have sockets in their vault, just in case. So that, yeah, there's just no way I could do that for, Mage. It's fine, yeah, not really a big deal, I'm not too concerned. My only thing that I'm thinking now is, like, how do I want to cut this video? Because basically this would be 3 dungeons, which, I mean, it doesn't, like, the video doesn't need to be stream length. There's going to be natural downtime in streams, so in terms of how many keys I'm actually getting done, this is kind of close to the last stream, which was 4 hours, but I don't know. I think what I might do is maybe, you know, for fun, I can showcase I'll add in, you know, just some random footage of me doing, like, the initial delves or whatever. No, I don't really care. If I do any keys tomorrow, I'll include them in here. If it gets to Wednesday and I haven't really done any other keys that, like, fit into the confines of the challenge, which I might. I think, if anything, I might do, like, a 12 on my Brewmaster, which technically counts for the challenge, because I'm gonna do Keystone Legend Brew. So maybe I'll add that in, because the, you know, fun thing about the Delve belt, right, is it's, well, a belt. And Brewmaster is one of the few specs that runs Adrenal Surge Clasp, a belt, so I need to recraft that shit on Brew. I guess I think the things that most people go is they either go Woven Dusk Thread or Elemental Focusing Lens. I kind of think Elemental Focusing Lens is more ideal, but it's hard to say for sure. That's probably what I'm gonna go with. So, I gotta change the Writhing Armor Banding on my bracers to a lens, and I guess I craft a ring on Brew and throw a focusing lens on that. I guess the other thing is I can't put a lining on a ring, and it's the only slot. Actually, I could recraft my chest if needed. Maybe I do that. Maybe that's just the play. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, yeah, just rambling to myself, but there you go. 3 dungeons. We'll see if I include more. Either way, I'm gonna need Gilded on Brew. It's fun. Alright, so I figure that I will include the vault opening on every single one of these characters. And we're just gonna go down the list. I have 12 vaults to open. Not 13, because I don't have a vault on my mage, but you know, that's still quite a lot. I know that a few people asked me if I was going to ever stream my vault opening, and I said no, just because, you know, it's too much effort and I like to do these ASAP, but honestly, if I keep doing videos like this, then maybe it would kind of work out well. Alright, so Shaman. There are a few different upgrades I could get on this character, but notably I'm going to make sure I have my loot spec set to Resto, because there are 2 healer-specific trinkets that I would really like to get. Whereas caster trinkets, I'm kind of indifferent. Boots. Unfortunately, that is kind of booty. Yeah. The one thing I will check is, because obviously those boots are, like, I mean, they're myth track, so theoretically, if they were fully upgraded, they'd be better. I do already have 681. What is the... Okay, actually, I believe that is the Catalyst boots. What I have here. High crit, low burst, which actually would be good. So I wanted to double check that, because crit haste would not be ideal for me. But, I mean, as much as it would suck to give up a crafted slot, technically speaking, it looks like these actually would be best in slot if I catalyze them, so. I mean, it doesn't feel good to do that, but I'm not going to pass on a slight upgrade. I'm just going to get these socketed. I have to start updating the spreadsheet. Alright, let me make sure I think I have enough crusts. Yeah, I have a bunch of crusts, so can definitely get this upgraded all the way. I think there is actually a chance that it'll wipe the enchant when I catalyze it, which would be annoying, but... Was I correct? Yeah, crit verse. Alright. Now I have like a million catalyst charges, so Why not? Cool, cool. Hit the wrong thing. Let's, update my shaman's thing over here. Myth. Shit. Myth boots. And 684. Also, are there any... I have a champion chess piece for that. Have I gotten any hero track chess pieces that I could catalyze? It's like I could theoretically get a hero track tier chest and upgrade that, but yeah, it doesn't look like that's the case. I'm also... Yeah, I can already tell that I'm going to probably be spending a bunch of upgrades today. So, since I never spent my Radiant Echoes, fun little tip that you can do.
Water them and help eliminate the pests that burden them.
Because I'm never going to actually do those Radiant Echoes, and I don't really want to invest the time required to even get a basic amount of score, but that's like, however many Valor Stones, like, I don't know, 700-ish that I just basically manifested out of thin air, so that's pretty good. This means that if I need to upgrade stuff on some of my alts, I can just do that account-wide, and we'll be good to go. Where am I on rings? There's a chance that upgrading this might be better than Cersei's. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Don't really know for sure. I'll have to see. Alright, so that's Resto Shaman done. So, not an amazing vault, but, not a dead vault. Now, I really need this to be an upgrade, because my rogue is my lowest item level character by a significant margin, 663. Literally anything is an upgrade. I guess the only thing that wouldn't be an upgrade is if I got 2 completely bricked trinkets, which, I mean, it's possible. And then I guess another question is, do I upgrade, or do I open this as Outlaw or Assassination? My gut feeling is that I open it as Outlaw, because it's either I craft an Outlaw one-hander, or I get like a Myth Track 1 out of Vault. Because obviously, if I were to get a Myth Track dagger, like, I'd use it, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be that significant. But it would be nice to be able to save the crests required to get an Outlaw thing. Alright, moment of truth. We came close. We, yeah, had 1 brick slot, but thankfully, this is why I get 2 slots. Pants are an upgrade. Basically anything would have been an upgrade except another dud trinket. Also, I got a Priory, and I already have a Priory. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but my rogue score is already pretty decent, so I don't really think I'm going to have too much trouble plugging into keys. Let's get this upgraded here. Armor kit. It's the stamina one, so that would be Stormbound. And yeah, I have a lot of Gilded Crest, so I should be able to fully upgrade this. I also never... Yeah, I never finished upgrading that. I should do that. Let's see. Let's transfer a big chunk of Valor Stones. Let's go for like 400. Why not? I do have some Radiant Echoes that I could use, and I actually hadn't really thought of that, but I probably should have done that. So that's now fully upgraded. Where does my rogue sit? I need to catalyze this, I believe. Yeah, definitely want to catalyze. It doesn't change the stats, it's crit mastery either way. Crit mastery is good, so no real complaints there. Right. So that gave me 2 overall item levels, so that is pretty good, honestly. About as good as I could have really hoped for. Yeah, because, like, I guess a crappy vault option would have been, like, a shitty ring or something, which would have been a marginal upgrade, because ring isn't really that much of a power spike, or, like, a crafted slot, or... Because where is my... But yeah, cloak. So that would have been bad. There's a few different things that would have been bad, but no point in worrying about it, because the outcome actually ended up being pretty good. Do this again. Just make these keys. I'm probably not going to actually need these, but it can't hurt. Also, before I forget, because I have a lot of undercoins in this character that I'm not really using. So I'm going to go buy 2 Wave Scramblers, and I'm going to chuck them in my Warband bank. I'm ready to go. I don't have any Warbound pieces in this character, but... Alright, pretty good. I have to just update my rogues. Spreadsheet, House of Cards, 671. Ants, 684. Myth, and 665 overall. Alright. I also haven't updated the score section for my rogue, but I'll do that later. It's a lot of stuff. It's hard to keep track of it all. Alright, so Guardian Druid, we are primarily just hoping to get a Tome of Light's Devotion. Really, I did a Guardian Key, right? I forget when I did a Guardian Key, but I did do one at some point. Yeah, I've even gotten 12s done on Guardian. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna do Guardian for the Keystone Legend on Druid, just because it's like, why not, right? It's a spec I'm familiar with, it's a spec I like. I like playing Guardian, it's chill, so. I think it's probably safe to say, I'm trying to think, am I gonna not go for tank on any of the tank classes? Druid, I want to play Guardian. Blood DK, I've already said I'm gonna do. Prot Warrior is a no-brainer. Prot Paladin, I'm already doing. Brewmaster, I already said I'm gonna do. Really, I guess it's just a question of, do I do Havoc or Vengeance? And honestly, I think I probably should do Vengeance. Just because I could use the practice. I haven't really played it that much, so it's probably good. But yeah, I definitely open this as Guardian because Tome of Light's Devotion is the single biggest upgrade that I can get. And I got dog shit. Unfortunate. Wouldn't even really be worth taking this. The unfortunate thing is I actually already have like 1 billion sockets. This character's been a bit cursed when it comes to sockets. So, well, that's...
My directive is to serve you.
That is par for the course when it comes to this druid.
My directive.
This druid is perpetually cursed. I guess the one nice thing is that yeah, well... Dude, it's just crazy. There's, like, so many fucking slots I could get that would be an upgrade on this character. Ugh. My druid... I've done a lot of keys across many, many weeks on this character, and I actually only have 2 myth track pieces. I've gotten dud vaults on this character more than any other. It's really frustrating, but at the same time, I don't dislike druid, but I also just have no real motivation to play it. It's just not... It's fine in Mythic Plus, but it's just not good for raid. There's just nothing it brings to the table, so I just have zero interest in getting it prepped. So and I'm not, like, too concerned, but it is, like, moderately annoying. Now, Blood Decay. So, Blood Decay, I have decided that I am going to bring my Blood Decay to my guild's Mythic Reclear tonight. What did I plan on? I'm going to bring it to Cauldron and Styx. So, I'm going to get a single Mythic Raid Vault slot on this character tonight. Now, although I could already very easily tank those bosses with my Blood Decay at its current item level, well, I would obviously like to have as much gear as I could possibly get. So, every little bit counts. Now, the thing is, my Blood Decay already has a Tome of Light's Devotion. I got that last week, so that was quite lucky. So, begs the question, do I actually go tank spec? I think the answer is no, because really outside of Tome, there's not much I need. So, between Frost and Unholy, I don't want to get a one-hander because I wouldn't really be able to use it. So, I probably just go Unholy. Yeah. I don't really think I need to think too much about that. Pretty straightforward. Oh my god. Well, these things are turbo shit. But before I doom, I think you can catalyze these. I mean, I guess I gotta test it for science, right? Because yeah, I don't want to doom just yet, because actually, bracers would be quite good, because I have champion track bracers. I do have, actually, a bunch of kind of shit pieces, so it's... Also, never updated my Blood DKs. Yeah, it would be ideal. What are... Shit. Haste versatility? That's in high haste too? That's best in slot stats? It didn't even occur to me that I'm actually using a catalyzed pair of bracers, so I would just be getting the same on Mythtrack. Yeah. Also, I want to say that this is... It's basically a free socket. Because obviously it sucks losing the socket, but what else would I use it on?
I have calibrated my prices to be...
I'll buy this no matter what. But the belts I can't use it on because you get now the Titan thing. And eventually I could use it on a helmet, but I only have a Hero Track helmet, so I wouldn't use it on this anyway. Alright. Well, we're gonna take the bracers. What did I say I was planning to bring Blood DK to? Cauldron and Styx? Do either of those drop bracers? I know Vexy drops bracers. No. Nice. Shark got a good necklace. Alright, well, moment of truth. I mean, if you can't catalyze these, that would be some crazy shit. Okay, thank God. Thank God you can catalyze these. That would have been very bad. Alright, in that case, this is actually a very good vault. So that is best in slot, and it is not only one of the slots I needed. I guess, I mean, there are multiple things I could have gotten. Like, I could have gotten to your pants, etc. Yeah. There are a lot of things I could have gotten that would have been better. But this is fine, because this is an immediate upgrade. Yeah. It's an immediate upgrade that I can not get from the bosses I plan to bring my Blood DK to, so there's no chance of, like, getting conflicts there. Cool. Okay, let's just fucking chip this up to, 684. Blood DK is 671 now. 2 item levels overall. Just update the spreadsheet. Wrist, 684. Myth. And then we'll go ahead and pop a socket in this bad boy. Get speed. Chant Bracer, Chant of Armored Speed. And what gem did I have in this before? Quick Sapphire. This is a public service announcement to anybody watching this video who doesn't realize that double stat gems are what you should always be using, because unfortunately, I have encountered a high number of demons in my keys lately who have been using single stat gems, and that is criminal shit, and you should never use single stat gems. It genuinely criminal demon stuff. Do not use single stat gems. Use double stat gems. Like, it's just basic math. Alright. That is good. So far, only my druid struck out. As usual. Time for the Disc Priest. Well, note, I am quite tired. But unfortunately, their stupid Delve Belt is out, so I kind of have to do that before raid, so I'll really find myself in a position where I can, I got 3 12s already. Not bad.
What's the word on the street?
Right. I think I opened this as healer, because once again, there's some good healer trinkets that I'd like to get my hands on. Interesting. Okay. Is Clown online? Is this good for Shadow? It seems to sim high for Shadow. But it's not, like, that high. Let me look at Warcraft logs, because I feel like, doesn't Shadow have that thing where it, like, mimics damage onto multiple targets or something? Yeah, okay, nobody actually plays it. What about, like, what's an AoE? One-Armed Bandit's a good Shadow Priest fight. Literally none of them run it. Okay, yeah, no, this thing, I don't care about Sims. Not good. That's a bummer. Yeah, this is a dead vault. I'm not gonna take a Myth Track offhand. I'm not gonna craft a one-hander to use this with. Not to mention the stats are, it's flexible, but, like, high verse is basically the only thing I don't want, so... yeah, that's beans. I'll double-check QE Live just to see if there's, like, any weird interactions with this trinket that I'm unaware of, but I do not believe there is. I think this is just beans. Yeah. It's not worth running. Lucky. Alright, 2 Dud Vaults. Wait, that's actually... That's great. I just realized. Yeah, I only have a single Mythrack piece. Wow. Alright, that's really rough. That is fucking brutal. There are so many things I could have gotten with 2 slots. That would have been an upgrade, and, I hit fucking none of them. This game is really fucking shit sometimes, I gotta say. I don't know. I really don't like the Great Vaults. I really think that it's just... Like, they need to play more into Dinar. This game needs... If they're gonna make it so... Like, I don't know, if there were at least pieces of gear that you could get that were like, you know, everything's usable, but because there's so many dud trinkets that clog up the pool, it just... You shouldn't be able to get, with 0 Mythtrack... Well, 1 Mythtrack piece, 2 completely dud vault slots. That's just criminal shit. Man. That sucks. That really sucks. Not too happy about that. Not too happy at all. I got a 12 Motherload, which is one of the dungeons I already have. Alright, we're gonna take a brief interlude as I go locate the nearest bridge to jump off of. Really, I need fucking God for this Presovoker, man. Like, Disc Priest, look, my item level's not good, but Specs broken. I can do more 12s. But Disc Priest, did I do a single... Or Presovoker? I don't think I did a single 12 in this character. I did a single 11. Oh, fuck me. I need God. I also still have Funhouse Lens, which I just really do not think is an ideal trinket to be running. I need something here. Okay. Well, the cloak is interesting. To help make my decision, what does my cloak catalyze into? Because crit verse, I think, is not very good. I have an okay cloak. It's the fancy one on Hero Track. Catalyzes into high haste, low verse. So that's not amazing. But it's also not bad for, like, devastation. Alright, it's an option. The real question is whether Signet is worth running at all. So first I'm going to check QE Live for Presovoker. Signet's up there. But the problem is it's not lined up with stasis. Precisely. It does line up with tip the scales. It's definitely better than Funhouse Lens, I think. I still don't think Pres Evokers run it for, like, really high keys, though. But ideally, I would want, like, carved Blazicon wax. And I don't have carved Blazicon wax. Like, I just don't have it. I'm not going to get a Mythtrack Eye of Kazan. That's for fucking sure. And a House of Cards would not be optimal. Bug's Moxie Jug would maybe be a little bit better. I feel like, kind of, for the way that I play Prez, it's actually not bad. Because I lean much more heavily into damage and play around, like, a big tip the scales burst. So, it's not terrible. It's honestly not terrible, I think. I will double check to see if it's good for Devastation, though. It is alright for Devastation. It looks like they run House of Cards, unsurprisingly. At least according to Sims, though I'll have to look at logs to double check, but it's up there for dev. About AoE. Yeah, heavy slant towards House of Cards from what I can see. But Warcraft logs, let's look at Sprocketmonger Lockenstock. That's Devastation Evoker, 11.1.5. Yeah, I'm seeing a very heavy bias. Dev is very much Mugjug and House of Cards. There are some Korean people playing Signet. It's not unplayable. The main thing is I don't know what Dev's cooldowns are. It could be a case of if Dev's a 1.3 minute class, what's the CD on Dragon Rage? 2 minutes, actually. I mean, I know that Mastery is just really good for... No, actually it's not these days. I mean, House of Cards, I think it's just overstated as fuck. I don't know what Og does. Honestly, you know what? I've convinced myself. We're ripping the Signet. Rip Signet of the Priory, and I will finally have a replaced Funhouse Lens. What was my myth track on this character before? Yeah, my chest. Well. Alright. My Evoker's now 670. Yeah, I'm actually... I don't know. I'm... Out of the... Definitely it's the best trinket I could have gotten, right? Because the only other trinkets I guess... It's either that or Burn of the Candle King. Burn of the Candle King maybe would have been better from a healer standpoint. But Signet I can reuse on Dev. And even if House of Cards is theoretically better, I have a feeling that a Myth Track Signet would beat out a Hero Track House of Cards for me. And it's not like I could have gotten any of the raid trinkets out of this anyway, so it's not a bad bad outcome. Not a bad outcome at all. $684 myth signet of the Priory. 70 overall score. Alright. That is it on this account. So the screen's going to go black. I'm not going to bother pausing the recording. It'll just be a second. So I switch over to my main account. I think that was all the characters in that account, right? Yeah. I could just look at the spreadsheet and see. This character doesn't have any vaults. My Warlock has a single mythic vault slot. So, there's a chance it hits a dud trinket, but if I don't get any item on this character that I can use, this will be the first time that I haven't gotten any usable upgrade on a character that has no myth track pieces. My Priest and Druid kind of being the second unluckiest in that I've gotten fairly early vaults with no upgrades, but my Warlock could literally take anything. Literally anything would be an upgrade, except a completely dud trinket. A weapon would also be a big feels bad. I think loot spec doesn't change anything, it's all the same. It is gloves. Okay. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I guess the only question now is, do I catalyze this or not? So, I don't have enough crests to fully upgrade it. So I'll do what I can right now. Do that. My Warlock is now at a fitting item level. Crit? No, high verse I don't want. I'm good keeping this the way it is. I didn't need this one for 4-piece. So there we go. Update my sheets. Drazoath the Ashen is now 671 myth track gloves. Survival Hunter. Now here's an interesting thing. Do I open it as survival? Or do I open it as BMN? Now, as much as I would love to get a myth track survival weapon, I really don't need it. Because I crafted a weapon. And I still am using a hero track weapon for BM. So, especially since we still have MM left to go, and I will have to do that at some point, it would be nice to not have to craft something. So yeah, let's just go marksmanship. Rip it. Give me a trinket or a gun. Well, you know, if it were any other week, this might be good. Thanks, Titan Disc Belt. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's a rough one. My Hunter's gear is weird, because on one hand, my Hunter has multiple myth track pieces, but my Hunter has a lot of champion pieces. So whereas a lot of my other characters have like 671 hero track tier, my Hunter has not that. I also don't have hero track trinkets and stuff, so my overall item level is actually... It's not bad, but it's, my Hunter is now my lowest item level character out of the ones that I geared early. My Evoker has passed my Hunter. The only ones that are behind are my Priest, Warlock, and Rogue. But my Priest was the last of the initial characters that I leveled and geared. Now, admittedly, my Priest is 3 item levels behind, so I think it's maybe fair to say that my Priest is my unluckiest character. Because it was only about a week after my Hunter, and it has gotten significantly less lucky on gear, so I guess, yeah, that's not ideal. But my Hunter's still pretty close, and I played my Hunter pretty early for the challenge. I think what's really incredible is that despite being, like, multiple weeks behind, my Warlock is actually now tied with my Priest in item level. That's a little bit crazy. Also, we rip this as Vengeance, because Tome of Light's Devotion. But not this, because this trinket is fucking beans. But, honestly, plus side is I had 2 here, so that's actually a full, complete socket. That's my cope, and I'm sticking with it. OCD, clean out my bags a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to open the vaults for the character that I think I care about the least, which would be my Paladin. This is almost certainly going to be a socket, because there is just almost nothing that I actually need on Paladin. I have a single raid slot, I have a single dungeon slot, and I just did a bunch of generic delves so that if I need to take a socket, I can, because I don't have any leftover tokens on this character. And honestly, I'm totally okay taking a socket, because I actually need one. Which slot is it? Wait. Never mind. Wait, yeah, I don't even need a socket. I actually forgot. Because I was gonna say I need one more socket for my belt, but I'm an idiot. Wait, actually, yeah, I literally don't need anything on my Paladin now. Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I opened it as Ret, because I already have a Mythtrack pick-me-up. Literally, the only special item I don't have from the raid is Best in Slots. Would have been it. Absolutely nuts if that dropped. I literally already have a socketed revved up fan braces. I do not need Sigil of Algari Concordance, so like I guess I take the socket still? But what would I even socket? Nothing, basically. Yeah, there's nothing. I guess I just sit on a socket in case I happen to get, like, I don't know, a leech helmet or something. I could also socket my tier helmet. I'm not really sure what stats Holy wants, but there's a chance that I end up running this in Holy. My Paladin has gotten, like, I shit you not, basically every single item I ever want in this raid. My Prot spec is finished. It's kind of ludicrous, really. It's, yeah. I guess... No, I was about to say I don't have Chrome Bustable Bomb Suit. That's a lie, I have it. Yeah. Yeah. I have the special healer weapon. Literally, I don't have Best in Slots, but that's off-spec. This is, I think, one of the first times in quite a while that I have just 100%ed a character by the end of a patch. There's just nothing I can get. Admittedly, I mean, we have Dinars to thank for that. Without Dinars, like, I wouldn't have Jasters. But you'll notice here, I have an entire item I could buy with Dinars that I haven't done. The only thing I've Dinared is Jasters. Everything else I've just either looted and it's gone to me because nobody else needed it, or just Vault. Like, Pick Me Up was out of Vault. The healer weapon was out of Vault. Insane shit. Okay, Warrior. This is an interesting one. So, I have 2 raid slots and 1 Mythic Plus slot. Um,
I understand your frustration, Gaora.
now,
Do not
I
rise
have
to
Tome of Light's
the
Devotion, so if I go over here, go to Equipment Manager Prot, I'll just, Specs. Yeah, I have Capo's Molten Knuckles. This was my vaults last week. I have Jaster's. I denarred this. I pulled that out of vaults. I won this off the Gallywix kill. So I have most of everything that I need. There obviously are random things like Ring I could really use. Necklace I could really use. Bracers I could theoretically use. One of the things is I am going to have to recraft into a non-belt. I do have the crests for it, unless I need to spend it on an upgrade right now. Yeah. Yeah, so I have most of the stuff that I could reasonably use on my Prot Warriors. That is Myth Track. Oh, okay. Not that I'll need to use it. I have basically everything I need on Prot. I have my Myth Track bomb suits. Yeah, this is definitely not a Prot vault. But I don't really think I need any... Yeah, because I don't need a one-hander, because I have Capos as my Bis. And you don't run Single-Minded Fury anyway. So... I don't really want to get a two-hander, but I'm going to run arms anyways, just because I mainly want to get DPS trinkets. And I think this will limit the pool, because it's only two-handers. Of course I got a two-hander. This is really interesting. With a socket. Okay. Now we're talking. Well, I was planning on crafting Embracers. Because I need Woven Dawn Thread. That's awkward. An awkward one. I mean, do I need to use Woven Dawn Thread? Like, is there... Let's see here. Go to drop down. Prot Warrior. Is it like 100% Woven Dawn Thread? No, there actually are some people running Dawn Thread focusing lens. There's one person... I can't remember, was I on the top 100 for this boss? I don't actually know, I wouldn't be, because I never brought my warrior to Sprocket. Yeah. There's one person in the top 100 for Prot Warrior on Sprocket who has Writhing Armor Banding and nothing else. That's a rough one. That is tough sight indeed. But... So yeah, because my initial plan, before I got offered bracers, the only thing that's debatable here, almost certainly I take this, because it has a socket. If I have to use it like this, fine. But the one thing I want to check is, what is the catalyst? That's... Ivor, okay. Yeah, so I would not want to catalyst that. I would lose a little bit of haste, but honestly, that's fine. I have a lot of haste. Yeah. I have a lot of haste, and especially right now I'm running Reverb Radio, which gives me a lot of haste. And ideally, you don't really want to have to rely on this. Like, it's not an amazing trinket. It's okay. It's, like, good. Which is why I'm running it. Definitely better than the other ones I have. But if I'm doing this, it's okay for me to stack, like, a little bit less haste. So this is... yeah, this is okay. And then I need to make sure that this is socketed properly, so that would be Deadly Emeralds and Leech. And Leech. Idiot. Chant Bracer, Chant of Armored Leech. Right, yeah. Damn it. Really click it. I gotta sort through my options, man. Okay, and then upon upgrading this,
This world is vast and wondrous.
that is 40 gilded. That also brings me up to 680, which is pretty cool. Update my spreadsheet. Anji wrist 684. Myth. Stats meh. Yeah, this is good. Now, what am I bringing my warrior to? The plan was to bring warrior to Rick Reverb and to One-Armed Bandits. Because Rick Reverb, the only thing that really any of my characters need is the necklace, and my monk doesn't need it because it's high haste. My DK could maybe use it, but it's like, eh. It would be good, but it would be equally good for both my DK and my warrior, you know, I'd rather get it on that. Plus, my DK could get upgrades from Styx and Cauldron, whereas my warrior can't really. My warrior gets like a ring off Cauldron, but the ring off Cauldron is like super high crit. And I would not really want to run that, ideally. I would want a more balanced ring, like a crafted one, which is what I'm going to have to do. So I'm going to have to craft a 681 ring with elemental focusing lens, and that'll be my second embellishment. And then we replace the belt with the Delve belt. I guess, like, honestly, I don't really want this ring on Blood DK either, come to think of it. But I think the big thing is that this has a chance to drop hands, and I could use... yeah, my Blood DK could really use hands. And nothing else... yeah, none of my other characters can use this. Especially now that my Prot Warrior is basically guaranteed to craft a ring. Because if I had to pick, would I rather have the Rick Reverb deck or the One-Armed Bandit ring? I'd definitely much rather have the Rick Reverb deck. Much rather do that. Like, if I had to stack haste, or if I had to stack crit, and I had Pacemaker, maybe? But I don't. So it's kind of irrelevant. And the other thing is, haste is a lot better for Fury, I think. Yeah. Arms is also crit haste in equal amounts, so it's the same as Prot. But Fury is haste mastery, so building more towards haste will help when I get to Fury. Not that I care too much, especially on this character. You know, that's kind of more like icing on the cake. But Prot is ultimately my primary concern, because it's, you know, what I mainly play. I think, like, yeah, long term, I would really like to have more crit and pacemaker, but I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. I also just like playing with high haste more. What are Prot Warriors running, mostly? Yeah, it looks like most of them are running Pacemaker Tome. It's pretty much a no-brainer. Some are running House of Cards. I have Kazan, obviously, but that's sim bait, because only on longer fights. But yeah, it's really a Pacemaker Tome. Curious, are they... What stats are they running with that build? They are... Yeah. Mostly balanced crit haste, but with a slant towards crit. Makes sense. And does that change meaningfully on a fight like Gallywix, where there's add cleave and it's a longer fight? A lot more Eye of Kazan's being run on Gallywix. Makes sense. But it is still primarily Pacemaker Tome. Ion here. Did I get top 100 Gallywix? No, I'm 129 for Gallywix. Checks out, yeah. And the strat does not really let me pad much on the ads, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like... Looks like Reverb Radio is definitely not bad. There's a good amount of people still running it. Interesting. And for the people running... Yeah, there's a Pacemaker Tome guy, different dude on Gallywix. What are his stats looking like? Is he building more crit? He is... Ah, no, he's building more haste. Interesting. Yeah, so... It looks like it kind of doesn't really matter too much, as long as your crit and haste are roughly balanced. That's all that's important, and my crit and haste are quite balanced now. It's really, really, really good. And my ring is already pretty balanced, so that's not going to meaningfully change the dynamic. Yeah, I mean, looks good. Looks pretty good to me. Just gotta do... I might need to do a dungeon on my warrior later to get enough gilded crusts, because I need to craft something to replace the stupid fucking belt. Oh, the stupid belt, man. All right. One last character, right? I think it's, yeah, just my monk. So, what am I hoping for on this character? There's a lot of things I could get. There aren't many major upgrades that I could get on this character. Very few. But the ones that I could get are actually quite significant. So, I I could use a ring. A ring would be pretty good. I think one of the problems with Brewmaster is I also need to recraft, and it's even more important on Brew. Luckily, I already have the crests, because my Adrenal Surge clasp is getting fucked. So I need to recraft bracers, and then I need to craft something new. Now, I need to make a elemental focusing lens. I have multiple different slots that I could just add a thing to, so it's not that big of a deal. There's like a lot of things here that could hit a 684 minor upgrade. I have Tome, Myth Track. I could get... I open this as Windwalker, for sure. Let me just make sure that's my loot spec. Yeah. Ring would probably be the biggest one if it's crit verse, obviously. If it's not crit verse, then it's useless. There are, like, if I get House of Cards, that would be really good off-spec. Not great for Brew. I could get... I have Kazan, that would be okay. Pacemaker would be the single best thing I can get. I guess we'll see. Okay. Well, it's definitely not boots, because I have literally best-in-slot boots. Yeah. Not that. Almost certainly not bracers. This probably is a socket. Because it's like, yeah, okay, sure. The bracers would be a slight upgrade. I could just, like, recraft off bracers. But my crafted bracers actually have a socket. Which, you know, I had to actually invest a token to get. And, yeah, the converting this is haste mastery, so that's not really ideal. No matter how you slice it, the stats on that are not good. Now, the bracers, obviously, if I catalyze them, would be good for Windwalker, but I don't really plan on seriously playing Windwalker. At this point, I'm all in on Brewmaster. So, unfortunately, I believe this is a bricked vault. Especially because I'm not investing in that, right? Like, there's just no way. A brick vault. And I don't even really need the socket. Like, I'm gonna take it, because why not? Do I get a key that I actually need? I got a Priory. And yeah, I only have Floodgate on 12, so. Alright, my monk got nothing. That being said, I did say, although my monk, the upgrades I could get on my monk would be significant, they are very few and far in between. It would have to be because the other thing is the catalyst stuff is pretty terrible across the board. I have all Myth Track tier. I couldn't get a belt. Boots would not have been an upgrade, obviously. Bracers, yeah, not an upgrade. I know that there is a crit verse cloak off Darkflame. That could have been a very minor upgrade. There is a crit verse necklace off Darkflame. Also could have been a very minor upgrade. Have a socketed tier helmet that I can't replace. And my my tier slots are set in stone, right? So like I actually have Myth Track tier chest, so it's like I could use this if I wanted to, but I don't. So it would, for me to replace this chest, it would have to be a either a crit verse, or crit verse, crit mastery, or verse mastery chest. I'm actually curious, does that exist? I don't think it does. Because if it has haste, then it's just worse. I'm looking at Death Knight. I'm stupid. Yeah. There's this. Which obviously that's worse than slot stats, so that would just be terrible. I don't believe there's any other chess piece. Yeah, and then what about Mythic Plus? Is there... Is usable chest? I want to say there isn't, because I'm pretty sure I looked at this, which is why I made the decision to craft a chest piece. And that would not be good, because that is a lot of haste. That would be... The high mastery is rough. That would technically probably be an extremely marginal upgrade, like less than 1%. But I do believe that would probably be enough. Because the stats are not dead. That would... I'd say that's probably dead even. It's just the haste is a dead stat there. Really close. Nothing here. That would be good. That is my vested slot chest, for sure. Yeah. There's no crit verse chest, which is why making a crafted one was ideal. Because I was going to say, I know I looked into this, and there were very mediocre options. Technically speaking, mastery is not a dead stat for brew. It's just not super ideal. So heavy crit, low mastery, this would be ideal. This would be better than a crafted chest. But it would have to be exactly that. I would really... even if I got that other one, what was it? Rookery? Like, if I got this, I would not have taken it on Mythtrack. I just wouldn't have. I would have taken the socket. And then I actually don't even think there's really that many good rings. Yeah, are there any crit verse rings, come to think of it? Like, there are some passable rings that I might use if I got them on Mythtrack. Yeah, crit haste, high mastery, crit. Interesting. And the other thing is, Brewmaster is one of the non-Jaster specs. We do not want Jasters because it's our worst in slot stats. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I think, honestly, maybe it's good. Because I think I probably would have had to end up crafting a crit verse ring eventually anyways. Because especially when it comes to rings, secondaries are all that matters, so item level actually is not that important. I would not put it beyond the realm of possibility that a high crit, like low mastery ring would be a feasible option on fully upgraded Mythtrack, but definitely my best option would be a crafted crit verse ring. I'm gonna need to craft one and then double check to see if I run that with my Hero Track crit verse ring, or if I run Circe Circlet. So, I mean, Circe's is pretty good for brew, because it's flat damage proc. Very interesting. Yeah. Lot to think about. Wow, I recorded for over an hour. Well, there you go. Honestly, you know what? We'll see. I'm not gonna... Look, here's what I'll do, because I don't want to have to, like, later on record an outro. So, obviously, you guys can look at the timer. If the video still goes on, then I include in more stuff. But I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do today. And there's a very real possibility that, like, by the time that I do keys, it's gonna be, like, I'm brain dead, you know, tired or whatever, and I just want to farm some Gilded Crust before raid. I haven't really slept at all, right? So, we'll see if I'm actually able to record for that, because... well, actually, I think it'll really depend on whether or not it's a challenge one. Like, if I'm doing a 12, and it actually counts as, like, part of the challenge, then I will record it. If I'm just doing a 10 on one of my tanks that I've already done a 10 on, then I'm not going to record it. So, if I don't do any keys today, the video will end here. And if the video is ending here, then, I mean, let me know if you enjoyed watching this, and if you would be interested in seeing this going forward, or maybe are the streams like a deal breaker for you for watching this challenge, like you only want to watch it there. I'd like to think that I packed enough stuff in here, and I'm still debating on how I want to handle this going forward, because I think what I might do, honestly, just for simplicity's sake, is like the first day of a new spec, like the first time I do it, I stream it, we get like a bunch of keys done on it, and then finishing up all of those remaining specs, I put it into a video. Something like that. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the keys, and hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about my 12 different vaults, or however long it took to get through that, about an hour. I will see you in the next one. Peace.